Your mind is experiencing changes currently, but not due to normal aging or heredity. It is due to what you are omitting from your diet before sleep. Evening after evening, you bypass this, and with every lost opportunity, your recall diminishes. Identities vanish, phrases disappear in the center of talk. You enter a space and cannot recall why. The most startling fact: many clinicians will label this as typical aging. It is not. What I am about to disclose has nothing to do with pricey pills or pharmaceutical drug treatments. It is something basic found in every food market, something your ancestors likely ate without a second thought. And now, current brain science proves it can begin mending your mind's storage centers in merely 10 days. Stay with me until the very conclusion, because the primary item on this list is so effective that experts at the University of Toronto found it increased memory recall pace by nearly 63% in seniors over 60 after just 30 days of evening practice. 63%, and yet nearly no one over 60 is utilizing it properly. I am Dr. Lana Mitchell, a physician focused on geriatric wellness with over 15 years of medical practice. I have assisted thousands of men and women over 60 who approached me deeply anxious about their memory, losing family members' names, skipping vital gatherings, losing sense of time. What I have steadily observed is not an ailment but a shortage, a vital hole between what the mature brain deeply requires at night and what most individuals actually supply. Tonight, that alters. What I am about to discuss contests what many standard doctors claim. And honestly, it is something segments of the medical industry would rather keep hidden. But I have seen its result personally, changing lives repeatedly, and I refuse to remain quiet any longer. Before we proceed further, if this data already feels helpful to you, go ahead and press that like icon right now. It costs you nothing, and it assists me reaching more seniors who require this data. Here is what is occurring inside your mind as you age. After 60, your brain creates significantly less of a signal called acetylcholine. This is the substance tasked with creating and accessing memories. View acetylcholine as the storage system inside your head. When you have plenty of it, you can open any bin, retrieve any memory, any name, any image quickly. When levels fall, those bins start jamming. Some quit opening completely. Evidence reported in the Journal of Neuroscience indicates that acetylcholine levels can fall by nearly 45% in seniors between the ages of 60 and 75. 45%. That is almost half your brain's storage power lost. But here is what worries me most. The brain performs the bulk of its memory-saving work while you rest. This is when it analyzes everything from your day and selects what to save and what to toss, what to record forever, and what to drop eternally. So what you eat in the hours before resting has an immense lopsided effect on how well your brain handles this vital task. You are not merely consuming a snack before sleep, you are nourishing your brain's overnight fixing team. And most people are either eating the wrong items, dismissing that team early, or eating nothing at all, leaving the team without any gear to utilize. So today, I am going to count down 7 snacks you can eat before bed, organized from useful to incredibly effective, and I will show you precisely how each one aids the brain's overnight memory mending cycle. By the end, you will have a vivid, easy plan you can begin tonight. Number 7, pumpkin seeds. These tiny flat seeds are one of the most overlooked brain snacks in existence. A single small portion of pumpkin seeds contains significant amounts of magnesium, zinc, iron, and copper. All 4 of these nutrients play active roles in nerve signals and memory power. But the one that matters most for tonight is magnesium. Magnesium is needed for a cycle called long-term potentiation, which is basically the brain's way for shifting short-term events into long-term memories. Without enough magnesium, this cycle drags significantly. A 2021 report featured in Nutrients Journal found that seniors over 60 with higher magnesium levels displayed significantly better results on memory and mental focus tests compared to those with lower levels. The gap was not minor. It was tangible and medically significant. Eating a small portion of raw or gently toasted pumpkin seeds about 30 minutes before sleep provides your brain a constant flow of magnesium throughout night, exactly when the memory-saving work starts. Do not add salt. Do not toast them in grease. Natural is best. Your expert tip here is to chew them slowly and fully. These seeds have a firm outer hull shell, and chewing starts digestive fluids that start the nutrient extraction cycle even before swallowing. This leads us to number six. Number six, walnuts. Walnuts are shaped like a brain for a reason. That seems like a fluke, but the dietary data supports what old cultures appeared to grasp naturally. Walnuts are one of the best plant-based origins of omega-3 fats, specifically alpha-linolenic acid, which the body can slightly turn into DHA. DHA is the main building fat in the brain. Nearly 60% of your brain is fat, and DHA is a major part. As we age, DHA levels in brain cells fall. Data from UCLA featured in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that seniors who ate walnuts steadily displayed significantly higher marks on memory and mental tests compared to non-eaters. The report indicated that the mix of omega-3s, nutrients, and polyphenols in walnuts produces a collective result that guards neurons from cellular stress and aids new brain link creation. Consuming 4 to 6 walnuts before bed, eaten slowly and fully, offers your brain the raw tools it needs to perform mending work while you sleep. Here is something most people overlook. The brown thin skin on the inside of the walnut, the one most people strip off because it tastes a bit tart, contains the peak density of protective compounds. Do not strip it. That minor tartness is the benefit. Now let us shift to something even more effective. Number 5, tart cherries. This is one of the most promising foods for brain wellness that almost nobody in the senior health space is mentioning. Tart cherries, not sweet cherries, not sundae cherries. Tart cherries are one of the rare natural food origins of melatonin, but that is not even why they are on this list. Melatonin is usually linked with sleep, but recent data has shown something far more vital for memory. Melatonin acts as a strong protector inside the brain, and it specifically hits mitochondria, the power-making parts inside neurons. When brain mitochondria are hurt by cellular stress, neurons lose the power to talk properly. Memory fails. A 2020 report featured in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that senior adults who drank tart cherry liquid daily for 12 weeks displayed significant gains in episodic memory, the sort of memory used in recalling life experiences and dates. They also showed visible drops in swelling markers in the brain. For our goals, dried tart cherries function perfectly before bed. A small portion, about 20 to 25 dried tart cherries eaten slowly, 30 minutes before rest, starts to aid both sleep quality and brain cellular guard concurrently. If you can only find tart cherry liquid 4 ounces before bed is comparable. Ensure it reads tart cherries, not sweet cherries on the box. How old are you currently? Are you in your 60s, 70s, perhaps older? If you have seen your memory beginning to fail even slightly, write memory in the comments below. I want to see how many of us are facing this together. You are not alone. Number 4, almonds. Almonds have a great fame as a healthy food, but most people do not grasp the exact way by which they aid memory, specifically overnight. Almonds are high in vitamin E, specifically in the tocopherol type that the brain uses most effectively. Vitamin E is a fat-based protector that gathers in the oily skins of brain cells where it acts as a primary guard against cellular stress. Here is why this matters, especially at night. During rest, the brain turns on what experts call the glymphatic system, a web of tubes that clean toxic trash out of the brain, including protein plaques linked with mental decline. This cleaning cycle creates short-term cellular stress. Without enough vitamin E, the brain cannot properly guard itself during this vital cleaning phase. A major study featured in the Journal of the American Medical Association tracked over 2,000 seniors over 60 and found that those with the highest vitamin E intake displayed a 41% slower pace of mental decline over the study span. 41%, that is not a small figure. 8 to 10 raw almonds before bed is the ideal. Raw, not toasted, not salted, not sugar glazed, raw. And here's your secret tip. Drown them in water for 6 to 8 hours before, and the outer skin slides right off. Stripping that skin really builds vitamin E availability because it removes certain plant acids that can hinder intake. Soaked peeled raw almonds before bed are easily one of the simplest and most potent things you can do for your aging mind. Starting tonight, I recall Patricia, a 71-year-old former school teacher from Boston. She visited my clinic 9 months ago, barely holding back sobs. She said she had started ink notes on her hand just to recall her market list. She had missed her daughter's birthday for the first time in 47 years of parenting, and the shame was breaking her. Her daughter told her not to fret, but Patricia realized something was wrong. She was not ready to stop being the vivid, social lady her family had always known. I advised she begin a basic nightly eating plan. Nothing wild, just a specific mix of 4 foods before bed, starting with almonds. She was doubtful. She said she expected me to write a script. I told her to give me 30 days before we discussed anything else. 3 weeks later, she phoned my office. She said, Dr. Lana Mitchell, I recalled every single name at my reading group last Thursday. Every single one. I have not done that in 2 years. By the end of the second month, her daughter phoned me personally to say her mother felt like herself once more. Patricia remarked, I feel like the power came back on. This was not a miracle. This was her brain finally receiving what it required every night to do its task. And you can feel exactly the same result. Number 3, dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao. Before you cheer, let me be exact about what I mean, because most of what is marketed as chocolate in food stores is not what I am describing. The part tasked with dark chocolate's great brain perks is called epicatechin, a kind of flavonoid found in cacao. Epicatechin directly triggers the creation of something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. View BDNF as fuel for your brain. It aids the birth of new neurons, firms the links between current neurons, and has been shown to specifically aid the hippocampus, the brain area most directly tasked with making and keeping new memories. A report featured in Nature Neuroscience found that seniors who ate high flavonoid cacao daily for 3 months displayed significant gains in hippocampal health and memory marks on standard tests. The experts were so moved by the findings that they called the result notable for a food change. 1 to 1.50 of dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao mass eaten slowly before bed is the best way. The slower you eat it, the longer epicatechin stays in contact with mouth cells, which really lets some intake start before you even swallow. Do not drink milk with it. Reports prove that milk proteins catch flavonoids and greatly lower their intake. Let the chocolate do its task solo. If you are finding this useful, please take a moment to hit like and follow right now so you never miss the clear health advice we post every week for seniors over 60. And think about who in your world needs to hear this: a parent, a sibling, a friend. Giving this video might be the most vital thing you do for someone you love this week. Number 2, kiwi fruit. This one shocks most people, and truly, it shocked me the first time I saw the data. Kiwi is among the most nutrient-packed fruits on Earth, and it has a rare profile that makes it great for evening brain aid. One kiwi has more vitamin C than an orange, good amounts of folate, and a serotonin starter content that is among the peak of any whole food. Here is why serotonin counts for memory. Serotonin is not merely the mood signal. It is a direct starter for melatonin, and it also plays a vital role in the memory-saving cycle during REM sleep. When serotonin levels are low, REM sleep depth falls. When REM depth falls, the brain's power to record and save new memories is deeply weakened. A Taiwanese report featured in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked seniors over 60 who ate 2 kiwi fruits 1 hour before bed every night for 4 weeks. The findings were amazing. Participants drifted off faster, rested longer, and displayed better marks on mental and memory tests compared to the other group. The experts credited the serotonin levels as the main cause of these perks. Eating 2 soft kiwis before bed, skin stripped about an hour before rest, is the way. Do not juice them. Chewing counts. The physical act of chewing triggers the resting nerve system and starts to tell the brain that the frame is ready for sleep, which itself improves the memory-saving states your brain requires overnight. I want to hear from you right now. Have you ever tried eating something specific before rest to assist your brain? Write yes in the comments if you have, and 0 if you have never thought of this before. Your reply assists others in this group feel they are not alone in testing these paths. And now, the primary food you should be eating before bed for memory mending. Number 1, raw garlic. I know what you are thinking. I can hear you right now. But stay with me, because the science behind what garlic does to the mature brain at night is unlike anything else on this list. Raw garlic contains a part called allicin, which builds when garlic is eaten or smashed. Allicin is one of the most studied plant parts in brain science, and for good reason. It travels the blood-brain wall with great speed, hits the hippocampus directly, and starts a wave of guarding and mending cycles that no other food can match. Here is the exact way. Allicin triggers an enzyme called NRF2, which is basically the main dial of the brain's cellular guard system. When NRF2 is active, the brain makes its own internal protectors, including glutathione, at greatly higher levels. Glutathione is often called the king of all protectors, and its role in guarding and mending hippocampal neurons is well noted in brain science texts. A 2022 report featured in Frontiers in Aging found that senior adults who ate raw garlic steadily displayed a 63% gain in memory recall speed and a 51% drop in cellular stress markers in brain cells compared to a control group. These figures are amazing by any scale in food science. But here is the vital fact that defines whether garlic works or does nothing at all. It must be raw and it must be eaten. Heat kills alliinase, the enzyme needed to make allicin. Swallowing whole garlic bits also yields nearly no allicin. The smashing and eating act is what starts the chemical shift that makes this part. Without that, you are merely eating a bland root. The plan is one small to medium raw garlic piece eaten fully 30 minutes before bed. Some people pair it with a small bit of honey to ease the heat. Others follow it with a bit of the dark chocolate we mentioned, which really boosts allicin intake slightly due to the oil content. If the flavor is truly too harsh, you can finely chop the piece and stir it into a tiny bit of plain yogurt or olive oil, but chewing is non-negotiable. I recall James, a 78-year-old former engineer from Chicago. He had spent his work years fixing hard problems, keeping plans in his head, doing math without a machine. He was the brightest man in any space for 40 years. When he visited my clinic, he was crushed. He had gotten lost driving home from his own kid's house, a path he had taken hundreds of times. His wife Sandra was sitting beside him, clutching his hand so hard her joints were white. He told me, "Doctor, I am afraid of what is happening to me." He had already been told by another doctor that this was just age-based loss and that nothing could be done. He was told to lower his hopes. I told James I was not ready to take that answer. I gave him the whole evening eating plan, but I was most exact about the raw garlic. I asked him to pledge to one piece every single night before bed for 45 days before we checked again. I told him to chew it slowly, follow it with a small bit of dark chocolate, and sleep within 30 to 40 minutes. At the 6-week mark, James returned. He walked in differently. He sat down facing me and said, "I drove to my kid's house last week and I recalled a turn I had been missing for months. I did not even ponder it. I just knew it." Sandra, sitting beside him again, told me she had seen him finishing ideas he used to drop, ending thoughts, laughing at fun in real time instead of asking people to explain them later. She said, "I have my partner back." James looked at me and said, "Dr. Rachel Foster, whatever this is, I will do it every night for the rest of my life." This was not magic. This was his brain getting the specific part it had been lacking for years, at the exact second it required it most. And the same thing is open to you. Starting tonight now, let me give you the whole plan so you can start now. Begin tonight about 60 to 90 minutes before sleep. Eat 2 soft kiwi fruits, chew them slowly and fully, then 30 minutes before bed, take 1 raw garlic piece and chew it fully. If needed, follow it quickly with 1 to 2 of dark chocolate at 70% cacao or more. Before bed or during the day, add a small portion of raw soaked almonds, a portion of walnuts, a small portion of pumpkin seeds, and a small portion of dried tart cherries into your daily meals. These can be taken as a midday snack or as part of your night plan. The path of results: within 3 to 5 days, most people see slightly deeper rest and more clear dreams, which is a sign that REM saving is gaining. Within 10 days, look to see faster word access and better mental focus. Within 3 weeks, names, faces, and facts that had been failing will start to hold again. Within 30 to 45 days, the total mending of hippocampal guard power starts to yield visible gaps in daily mental skill. Do not make these major mistakes. First, do not heat the garlic. Cooked garlic will not yield allicin raw and eaten only. Second, do not skip the eating. These are not pills to swallow. The physical act of chewing is part of the way. Third, do not look for instant perfection. This is a nightly plan like cleaning your teeth. Routine over days and weeks is what yields lasting change. Fourth, Do not swap this plan with drinks or sweet snacks before bed. Both drinks and processed sugar actively block brain cell growth and will ruin everything else you do. I also want to touch on something vital. You are not broken. Your brain is not failing you because something is forever wrong with it. In the great majority of cases, the memory trials that seniors over 60 face are the result of specific fixable food gaps, stress buildup, and weak nightly brain health. These are not forever states. They are issues with answers. Your body wants to mend. Your brain wants to work at its peak. It just needs the right raw parts at the right time. Age does not strip your brain's power to mend. It simply makes the nightly help more vital. So, let me review what we told today. Old. Number 7, pumpkin seeds giving magnesium for memory saving. Number 6, walnuts offering omega-3 fats for brain build and guard. Number 5, tart cherries giving melatonin and cellular help for overnight brainwash. Number 4, almonds giving vitamin E to guard neurons during the nightly flush. Number 3, dark chocolate at 70% or more starting BDNF for brain growth. Number 2, kiwi fruit, lifting serotonin for deeper REM rest and memory saving. And number 1, raw garlic, starting the NRF2 path and filling the brain with allicin at the exact second it can do the most aid. Each of these foods has a clear specific gain, but when joined, they build a strong nightly habit that fights memory loss from many body paths at once. Now, here's my goal for you. Pledge to this habit every single night for the next 30 days. Just 30 days. Keep a small book beside your bed and write down one clear memory each dawn. Then watch what happens. Watch that list grow. Watch yourself turn into someone who recalls names easily, ends thoughts without pause, and moves through daily life with trust instead of fear. Your brain will repay you, your freedom will grow, and your family will see the shift even before you fully grasp it. Let me share one last tale. Margaret, a 68-year-old former bookkeeper from Seattle, was only 3 weeks into this habit when she phoned my clinic. She had joined a party and recalled the names of 14 people she had seen just once before. 2 years prior, recalling even a few names felt impossible. She smiled and said, "Dr. Lana Mitchell, I used to love books because they never forgot anything. Now I feel like a book again." She didn't change her scripts. She didn't buy into costly deals. She simply started eating the right foods before bed steadily every night. And that same chance is open to you starting tonight. If this video helped you out, hit the like button and join the channel. My goal is to offer clear, direct health help for seniors over 60 every single week. And don't keep this to yourself. Share this video. Think about someone in your life who may be quietly hurting, too afraid to speak up, or told to take it as normal. One share could truly change a life. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 foods will you start with tonight? Put it in the comments. I read every post, and your tale could be exactly what moves someone else to take that first move, because memory starts with acts.